Hillary Clinton had nothing really to do with this. It was Huma Abedin who shared it improperly with her husband at the time, and maybe she, lied to the FBI when she did that interview some months back. This is all speculative. This is all possible. We don't know where this is headed, but we also have to be clear that it might not end up again for the second time with any charges against Hillary Clinton or her staff. Or maybe this time this will lead to something. But Jake Gibson, one of our outstanding producers, just sent us information from a senior law enforcement official who said, look, they know about this pressure from the Clinton camp saying, why are you dropping this on us 11 days from an election? But they say once they found these new emails, they were damned if they do, damned if they didn't. If they come out now, the Democrats say you're trying to influence the election. If they hold this until November 9th and say, okay, let's not influence the election, let's wait. And then they find out there is classified information on November 9th or November 15th. And Hillary Clinton has been elected president, what do you think kind of criticism they'd face then? So they're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Let's start with our former prosecutor here at the table, Kimberly Guilfoyle.
No, it's not you, Greg. Once again, sorry. Hi, Ed. So yes, what an incredible story today. And obviously, as a former prosecutor, I find it, fascinating. The fact of the matter is that they would even say that they have to reopen an investigation or take a look at this. I mean, they couldn't wait. It's too significant, I think. I mean, and what I want to ask you about, too, is in terms of the security briefings, you saw Speaker Ryan say that he wants her to now get her security clearance, the briefings, for that to stop based on the reopening of this investigation. What are you hearing about that?
Yeah, because, and Rich Pompeo as well, who was on the Select Committee on Benghazi, is saying the same, that why is Hillary Clinton as a candidate, just as Donald Trump is, why is she still getting classified briefings about ISIS and other sensitive matters if there's still a cloud hanging over her? I sincerely doubt that the intelligence community is going to yank, the classified briefings or her security clearance right now in the heat of this campaign in the final days. However, that political point can be made by Republicans simply because this is the FBI, which is supposed to be nonpartisan. And I do find it interesting that Democrats are now slamming the FBI when back in July, when James Comey, who had been hailed as Republicans as this independent arbiter, and now Republicans have been mad in recent months. But after he said no charges in July, the Clinton camp said, hey, James Comey, he's the FBI director, 10-year term. He's not political. He said there's no there. Now, all of a sudden, they're all over James Comey.
Juan Williams.
Bernstein is on the phone with me. And Carl, we have been talking for months and months and months about this election. You wrote the definitive book on the Clintons, on Hillary Clinton. You've been saying that this is the drip, drip, drip that could ultimately haunt her.
Well, there's no question that the emails have always been the greatest threat to her candidacy for president, that her conduct in regard to the emails is really indefensible. And if there was going to be more information that came out, it is the one thing, as I said on the air last night, actually, that could really perhaps affect this election. We don't know what this means yet, except that it's a real bombshell. And that it is unthinkable that the director of the FBI would take this action lightly, that he would put this letter forth to the Congress of the United States saying that there is more information out there about classified emails and call it to the attention of the Congress unless it was something requiring serious investigation. So that's where we are. Is it a certainty that we won't learn before the election? I'm not sure it's a certainty that we won't learn before the election. One thing is, it's possible, I suppose, that Hillary Clinton might want to, on her own initiative, talk to the FBI and find out what she can, and if she chooses to, let the American people know what she thinks or knows is going on, because obviously people are going to need to hear from her.
Carl, I mean, I'm sitting here in Florida, and I am reminded that early voting has sort of long since begun here, and this will be, for folks who are paying close attention to this campaign, for folks who are either undecided or not, this will be a big early voting weekend here in Florida. What should Hillary Clinton say to address this for voters in these key swing states?
I think if she has information available to her from the FBI or any other source as to her knowledge of what these emails might be, hopefully she will let us know what they are and what is under discussion here. Right now we're all talking in a vacuum, but I want to add here that in the last 36, 48 hours, there has been an undercurrent of kind of speculative discussion among some national security people that something might surface in the next few days about emails. And I think the expectation in this chatter, and I took it as just chatter, but informed chatter to some extent, was that it would relate to another round of WikiLeaks emails, which our Justice Department people seem to be saying is not the case. But there has been some noise in the national security community the last day or two of this kind of possibility of some kind of revelation. But this is her Achilles heel, and we got to remember that it also comes on the, back to the word heel, of the revelations about the Clinton Foundation. So the confluence of all of this obviously is bad for her as it stands now, but with some knowledge she might be able to stop, turn things around, and give us some idea of what's going on in a way that we might not otherwise know. And also, it's very possible that some members of Congress very quickly are going to get an idea of what these emails are and what this is about, and also for whatever purpose, put some information out there.
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Brett Baer in Washington. A presidential campaign for the ages has taken an even more bizarre turn than anyone could have ever predicted. The FBI now says it will review emails that appear to be pertinent to its investigation into the Hillary Clinton email scandal. This comes just 11 days before Election Day. Those new emails, thousands of them, we're told, appear to result from the sexting investigation of disgraced former Democratic Congressman Anthony Weiner, married to senior Clinton aide Huma Abedin. As you can imagine, this news has turned the entire political universe on its head. It has given Donald Trump new life for his campaign, and it has given Hillary Clinton and her campaign new reason to worry, as she seemed to be coasting to Election Day with red state visits and a down-ballot push. My interview from this morning with Donald Trump and Mike Pence is coming up shortly. But we begin with the stunning news of the FBI announcement and reaction to it. We have Fox team coverage tonight. Carl Camm is traveling with the Trump team in Iowa. Jennifer Griffin is also in Iowa with the Hillary Clinton campaign. But we begin with Chief National Correspondent Ed Henry. Good evening, Ed.
Good evening, Brett. An FBI source tells me tonight the focus is on thousands of emails that were sent and received by Huma Abedin, Clinton's top aide. This source could not say whether those emails were sent back and forth with Hillary Clinton or not, or whether they were classified. A key question. A senior law enforcement official adds the FBI was in what they believe to be an impossible position. They found a trove of emails connected to the Clinton probe that never closed down. If they waited until after the election, Republicans would accuse them of holding back critical info. By moving forward, Democrats are furious. It may tilt a close race. A blockbuster double-barreled October surprise from FBI Director James Comey. He is investigating Hillary Clinton and her server again after new emails emerged, according to an FBI source, from the separate sexting investigation of former Congressman Anthony Weiner, husband of Huma Abedin, Clinton's top aide, who was interviewed by the FBI during phase 1 of their investigation. Comey firing off a new letter to stunned members of Congress. Quote, I am writing to inform you that the investigative team briefed me on this yesterday, and I agreed that the FBI should take appropriate investigative steps designed to allow investigators to review these emails to determine whether they contain classified information, as well as to assess their importance to our investigation. Comey was under intense pressure after declining in July to press charges against Clinton, despite kicking off an extraordinary news conference by suggesting she did in fact mishandle classified information.
Although there is evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding the handling of classified information, Our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case.
Beyond being a criminal problem for Clinton, she has been suffering political damage ever since a March 2015 news conference, where she made a series of promises to the American people that turned out to be false.
There is no classified materials.
Comey's probe, though, has been clouded by former President Bill Clinton meeting privately with Attorney General Loretta Lynch on an airplane, and President Obama suggesting in multiple interviews that Clinton did not violate any laws.
Can you still say that?
I continue to believe that she has not jeopardized America's national security.
Today, the president had no comment.
Mr. President, in a reaction to the FBI reopening the investigation into Clinton's email server, is she fit to serve?
As for demands by the Clinton camp that the FBI release more information tonight, a senior law enforcement source is telling us they have no plans to do so, and they doubt it will be wrapped up by the election. A former FBI official told me, meanwhile, if Clinton is worried about timing, she should not have kept the existence of her server secret for so long. Brett.
Again, just to be clear, we don't know whether Hillary Clinton is emailed here by Umar Abedin.
Correct.
And we don't know the existence of the 33,000 other emails, the Hillary Clinton emails.
Yeah, there was a New York Post story recently, as the WikiLeaks dumps have been happening, suggesting that the IT company in Colorado may not have deleted all 33,000 that Hillary Clinton thought were deleted with BleachBit. And so some of those emails could be emerging. Some could be included in what they found in Huma Abedin's device. We simply don't know. What we do know is that Huma Abedin is always by Hillary Clinton's side, and when they're not together, they are emailing frequently. So if they're looking at thousands of emails to and from Huma Abedin, you would expect at least Hillary Clinton or other senior people in the Clinton camp would be emailing with her, Brett.
Okay. We call on the FBI to immediately release all the emails pertinent to their reopened investigation. The American people have a right to know, and they have a right to know before Election Day.
The news broke.
Just got to read a little more.
It was clear Kaine had not yet spoken to Clinton. Clinton's campaign chair, John Podesta, responded to the news on her behalf, turning the focus on FBI Director James Comey, saying he, quote, owes it to the American people to immediately provide the full details of what he is now examining. And campaign spokesman Brian Fallon predicted Clinton will be cleared.
He doesn't know whether the emails referenced in his letter are significant or not. I'm confident, whatever they are, will not change the conclusion reached in July. Therefore, it's imperative that the Bureau explain this issue in question, whatever it is, without any delay. So I look forward to moving forward to focus on the important challenges facing the American people, winning on November 8th, and working with all Americans to build a better future for our country. Thank you.